Hello students, welcome to Geography class of 8th standard. As we are doing representation of geographical features, this is my third video I am going to present. In this video we are going to discuss about contour cross section and different types of settlement. The objectives of the topic are to discuss about the contour features, to study about how to draw a cross section or a profile, to discuss about the steps while drawing a cross section of any relief features, to discuss about the different types of settlements. So students, let's start the topic with a little introduction. The surface of the earth is not uniform. It has mountains, hills, plateaus, valleys, waterfalls, seas, lakes, etc. These are the features representing the elevation and depression on the earth's surface. These are technically known as the relief of the earth. A relief map shows the height of the land above the mean sea level on a flat surface. Several methods have been developed to depict the relief features on a map, such as contours, form lines, spot height, benchmarks, hachures, etc. These methods have either merits and demerits, but contouring is the standard method for representing the relief on a map. What is contours? Contour is an imaginary line which joins the points or places having the same height above the mean sea level. In other words, a contour is a line of constant height above the mean sea level. The contours are drawn on basis of actual survey done in the field. Students, contour is universal method to show the relief. The unit of measurement of contour is generally meters above the mean sea level. Contour has an advantage that it does not hide the other features drawn on the topo sheet. Reading contours is a skill that helps us to understand the actual landscape. The skill can be obtained by understanding the salient features of contours. They are as follows. Number 1. Contours are drawn at regular intervals in brown color. Generally, 20-meter interval is followed in 1:50,000 and 100-meter interval in 1:250,000 topo sheet. Every fifth contour is a dark line to enhance map reading. The value of contour is printed by breaking the contour line and also given at the edge of the topo sheet. Generally, contours never cut or cross each other. In case of waterfall and cliffs, contours almost touch a same point or a line. In overhanging cliff, the contours cut each other. And the last feature is the contour with zero value represents the coastline. Now let's discuss the steps to be followed to draw contours and the cross section. Number 1 is draw the contours in brown color. Second is draw a line AB for which the cross section has to be drawn. Below the contour, draw required number of horizontal lines of equal distance and interval 2 mm to represent all the contour values given in the diagram. Next step is write the value of all the contours in such a way that the lowest value of the contour forms the baseline and the values increase according to the contour interval given in the diagram. After that, draw vertical lines from each intersection point on the line AB with the contours to the horizontal line representing its value. Then join all these points to identify the feature shown, and at the last shade the feature in black to complete the cross section. Students, it is very important to know and understand as to how some of the relief features are represented by the typical contour patterns. If we are talking about the conical hill, rise almost uniformly from the surrounding regions. It can be shown with the help of almost concentric contour lines spaced regularly. For a plateau, it is a flat topped highland rising abruptly above the surrounding region. The top of the plateau is almost flat without contours or has very few contours, whereas its sides are shown by closely spaced contours. And for ridge, a ridge is an elongated hill and has a narrow upland area. The contours showing a ridge are more or less elliptical in shape. Students, the contours are drawn close to each other when the slope is steep and they are spaced widely when slope is gentle. The widely spaced contours show gentle slope and the closely placed contours show steep slope. Students, let's do the recapitalization of the topic. Here I am going to discuss the general instruction to identify features shown in contours. Let's start. First is a hill. It is shown by circular contours with height less than 1000 meter. It can be shown with the help of almost concentric contour lines spaced regularly. Second is a plateau. It is an elevated land represented by innermost contour roughly rectangular in shape and closer outer contours. The height may generally vary from 300 meter to 600 meter. If a plateau is enclosed by a mountain, it is called intermontane plateau, and when it is formed in the foothills, it is called Piedmont plateau. The top of the plateau is almost flat without contours or has very few contours, whereas its sides are shown by closely spaced contours. Next after plateau is ridge. It is an elongated and steep sloped high mountain with two or more peaks shown by elliptical contour line. A narrow low depression between two peaks is called col. Saddle is a similar to a col but higher, broader and gently sloping from peaks of a ridge. The contours showing a ridge are more or less elliptical in shape. Next point is settlement patterns. Settlements generally develop on either side of or near a river as water is the most essential for life, where it is easy to construct buildings, roads, or railways, where the land is arable and means of irrigation are available, or near a mine or quarry where main occupation of people is quarrying or mining. If they are important areas from defense point of view and if they are well connected with the main town for trade purposes. One does not find a settlement on the map in the area where the land is uncultivable because of bad land topography on marshy, swampy lands on slopes of the hills and desert or sandy regions. Settlements are shown in red color on the topographical maps. The settlements can be classified in three types: nucleated or clustered, linear or scattered, or dispersed. So, number one is nucleated or cluster pattern. In this pattern, the buildings are very closed and compact. They are found where living conditions are very much favorable, like in towns and cities having high density of population. Second is ribbon or linear pattern. In this pattern, the settlements are found in a line along a river course, a railway line, or a road. Third is dispersed or scattered pattern. In this pattern, the settlements are not found in one place. They are scattered all over the marked far apart depending on the availability of resources. So student, this is all about today's topic. Hope you understand well. We will meet very soon. Till then you have to revise the chapter and solve the related back exercise. Have a nice day.